Welcome to the Amity Intern Exchange Pre-Orientation webinar. We are very excited to have you here and appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. For many of you, this will be your first time coming to the United States as exchange interns. You may already have questions about this journey, what to expect, and how you can prepare. We hope that this webinar will help answer these questions and give you the information that you will need before you embark on your cultural adventures. So, who are we? Established in 1962, Amity is a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to promoting international friendship and cultural understanding through teaching exchange. From small beginnings, we have developed a worldwide network that gives international educators like you the opportunity to share their knowledge and culture. We are designated by the U.S. Department of State as a legal J-1 visa sponsor and welcome international educators through our two programs, the Exchange Teacher Program and our Intern Exchange Program, which you are all participants with. Now that you know about Amity Institute and why our programs exist, let's spend some time discussing the most important topic, your internship program. Our educational intern program will provide you with the opportunity to learn about American teaching techniques. You will gain practical skills in the field of education through hands-on participation in a United States classroom. You will enhance your teaching skills using this experience as a life-changing and one-of-a-kind addition to your studies in your home country. While you learn about American culture and education systems, you will also bring your own language and culture to life. Your role in the United States is to inform and inspire Americans, helping students and community members to better understand other parts of the world. This is your time to really share what makes your home country wonderful and unique. After your program is completed, you will return home, sharing what you have learned with your friends, family, and colleagues. Even after you leave the United States, your internship experience can continue to impact your life through your professional and personal journeys. Many of our participants still stay in touch with their new friends and host families from the United States. If you haven't noticed already, here at Amity we are passionate about spreading cultural knowledge and understanding. We would not be able to do this without the help of our amazing interns. Sharing culture is an essential part of your exchange experience. As a visiting intern, you will be a cultural ambassador and should take opportunities to share your culture with your students, schools, friends, and local communities. Your knowledge and efforts will offer different perspectives and will give others greater insights into your traditions and customs. So as you pack and prepare for your trip, think of special items you may want to bring from home to share with others. These might include magazines, newspapers, and other printed materials, your favorite photographs, posters and brochures, cultural artifacts, and recipes. Remember that you are here to share your culture, but you are also here to experience and enjoy American culture. Enter this journey with an open mind and patience. Try to make plans to set time aside for exploring new cities and communities. Take a weekend trip to a local landmark, try a new dish, and take advantage of practicing and strengthening your English language skills. As a participant in Amity's exchange program, you will receive a document from your program counselor called the Certificate of Eligibility for Exchange Visitor J-1 Status. This is when things get a little bit technical. You may also hear this document referred to as the DS 2019 form. This document will be incredibly important to you throughout your entire participation in our program. Please always carry it with you in a safe place. Your DS 2019 form will allow you to seek an interview at a U.S. embassy or consulate in order to obtain your J-1 visa to enter the United States. After receiving your J-1 visa, you will also need to bring your DS 2019 form with you to the United States. Carry your original form with you on your travels and make sure to not store it in your check-in luggage. This document will be needed when you arrive at the U.S. port of entry. Please always notify your program counselor if your DS 2019 form is lost, stolen, or damaged. Each intern is also required to present a personal internship plan, referred to as Form DS 7002, at his or her visa interview. This form has been signed by you, your host school, and Amity's Executive Director, Laura Anderson. Here are some important tips to keep in mind. Each phase of your training during the assignment is described in detail on this document. Always keep your original form in a safe place after being granted a visa. Carry your original form with you on your travels. Do not store it in your check-in bag. Your original signed form must be presented at the U.S. port of entry. Obtaining your J-1 visa is a necessary step for moving forward with your travels to the United States. This process can be confusing, so please keep in touch with your program counselor so that we can help you along each step of this journey. The following instructions will be provided in detail in your assignment packet, but we will review each step of the visa process briefly in the next few moments. Your first step will be to pay the necessary SEVIS and visa application fees online and to complete your DS-160, which will also be accessible online. Then, you can book your visa appointment at the nearest U.S. Embassy or consulate. Once you have successfully booked your visa appointment, you are on your way to becoming an intern. Please be sure to let your program counselor know the date of your interview and review all of the information in your assignment packet so that you can prepare the proper materials for your appointment. You will then attend your visa interview on your scheduled date. Do not stress. Provide original and authentic information to any questions you may be asked. Some important information regarding this part of your visa process is also provided in your assignment packet. Please be sure to review this before attending your interview. Once you have completed your visa interview, please let your program counselor know as soon as possible. Occasionally, a visa application is denied. If this happens, ask for the reason and contact Amity immediately. Do not book your flights until you have received your passport in the mail. The final step before your departure will be to email the necessary pre-arrival documents to your program counselor. Congratulations! After all of your hard work gathering documents and attending your interview at the local U.S. Embassy, you have finally been granted your visa. So, what next? Before you leave, you'll be required to submit the following information to your Amity program counselor before your U.S. departure. This includes proof of health insurance, proof of medical and repatriation evacuation insurance, and your round-trip e-ticket and flight itinerary. Keep in touch with both your program counselor and school contact. Let us know your visa outcome as soon as possible, as we will have more information ready for you before you leave for the United States. You may be anxious to make your flight preparations as soon as possible. Although it is difficult, please remember to wait to receive your passport in the mail before you make any permanent flight arrangements. We want to help you avoid paying extra fees in the event that there is a delay at the embassy. In order to participate in your exchange program, you must have valid insurance that covers you every day that you are in the United States. This includes any personal travel that you may take before or after the official program dates. Amity has negotiated an insurance plan that is compliant with visa regulations. You will find specific information about this in your assignment packet. If you are choosing your own insurance plan, it must include medical, evacuation, and repatriation insurance that complies with visa regulations. Remember, If you are planning on doing any kind of recreational sports while in the United States, it is very important to make sure your insurance covers these activities. Insurance is here to help and protect you in the case of an accident or an illness, but not everything is covered. It is common that you will have to pay part of the cost or have to pay something before the insurance pays for the rest. This is referred to as the deductible. Please take the time to read and get to know your policy. There are some words that insurance companies use that may be foreign to you, so please be sure to communicate any questions or concerns with your program counselor, as we are here to guide you through this process. For more information, review the important tips below on the slide. It is important to be aware of the costs you will encounter during your trip to the United States. You must be prepared to pay for your own personal expenses, and you are responsible for managing your personal money throughout your entire stay. If possible, please try to have money saved before you come to the United States so that you never find yourself in a bad situation. Your host family will provide you with room and 3 meals, but they are not expected to pay for anything, nor should you ask them to. If you are living in an apartment, you must budget any food money on your own to last through the month. Noted on your slide is a list of some important expenses that are your financial responsibility. Make sure to account for these expenses in your travel budget. You must have your round-trip ticket purchased before you arrive to the United States, and this information must be forwarded to your program counselor. When you are traveling to the United States, it is incredibly important to make sure you have all of your important travel documents readily available. Do not pack them in your check-in luggage. J-1 visa holders can enter the United States up to 30 days before the program begin date and can also stay in the United States up to 30 days following your official program end date. The program begin date and the program end date are listed on your DS 2019 form. Make sure that you do not book a flight earlier or later than the allowed 30-day period relating to your program dates. You may not travel in and out of the U.S. during this 30-day grace period before or after your assignment. J-1 visa holders may travel without any restrictions within the United States. Please be sure to book any travel only during permitted time off from school. Do not ask your host school for extra vacation time. If you decide to travel to another country during a school break or holiday, it is your responsibility to obtain any necessary visas for travel. For example, some individuals will need to obtain a tourist visa for places such as Canada and Mexico, or even a transit visa for travel through other countries. Do not get stuck at the border. Be sure to do your research. You need to contact the country's consulate and ask for visa requirements based on your citizenship. Your safety is our top priority. Please be sure to protect yourself while traveling to the United States. Some ways to be cautious include distinguishing who is picking you up at the airport in a specific way, possibly by exchanging photographs or information that only they would know prior to your arrival, not giving your luggage to strangers who may offer to hold it for you, not accepting transportation from anyone that you do not know, and always being mindful of your surroundings. If you have never traveled internationally and have questions or concerns, please contact your program counselor. Human trafficking is currently an international concern for travelers. Please be sure to review the Wilberforce Trafficking Victims Protection Brochure that is included in your assignment packet. If you have any questions regarding the material enclosed, contact your program counselor. Coming to the United States is an exciting change, but will also present itself with new challenges, such as adapting to a new country, culture, living situation, and employment position. Staying open-minded and trying new things is why you came to the United States. Try to stay positive and remember what motivated you to join the program in the first place. Be patient, welcome and embrace challenges, use effective communication when adjusting to your new environment, and talk to your school, colleagues, and Amity for support. You may notice some differences between your host family and your family at home. Please keep in mind that your hosts are volunteers. They do not get money for having invited you to live with them for the agreed upon time. Host families have agreed to give you a private room and 3 meals per day. It is very common that interns live with more than one family during their internship. Host families have many different forms. You may live with a young family with children enrolled in the school that you are assigned, or you may live with a same-sex couple, a single person, or even grandparents who are interested in supporting the intern program. We do not discriminate against any form of family. Please be sure to go over the housing expectations checklist that's in your welcome packet with your host family. Most people experience what is commonly called culture shock. This is the disorientation a person may feel when experiencing an unfamiliar way of life due to immigration or a visit to a new country. Culture shock is common and may include the following symptoms: homesickness, reclusiveness, irritability, mild depression or fatigue, and extensive criticism of the new culture. It is important to remember to talk to your program counselor and host if you are feeling any of these symptoms. Most importantly, culture shock does end.
I think actually the biggest thing is, or the biggest difference is the people here, the culture. The people are very friendly. It's very different from Germany. You're not as like straightforward. You're more like you feel welcome pretty much everywhere. You go into a restaurant, the service is very good. Like everyone wants to take care of you, and this is a big difference to Germany.
Transportation may not be readily available in your local United States community. It is important to learn the bus and trolley systems in your area. Don't hesitate to ask your school coordinator or host family for assistance in figuring out the transit system. If you hold a valid driver's license, you will be permitted to drive. Please remember that you are operating a vehicle in a new country. You must follow state laws regarding a driver's license, and you must have automobile insurance. Ask your host to provide you with information about your local DMV so that you can learn more about the driving laws. If you have an international driver's license, it is important to check if your state accepts it and how long it will be valid. It is also incredibly important to remember that you cannot drive your host family's car unless a prior written agreement has been signed and submitted to your program counselor. You are not permitted to work in the United States besides for your internship assignment. Do not expect to supplement your money through additional work. It is a visa requirement to return back to your home country at the end of your assignment. Interns are strictly prohibited from being hired as a teacher to stay in the U.S. Please always remember that the purpose of your stay in the United States is to become a stronger individual and teacher while sharing your culture inside and outside of the classroom. It is important to keep in touch and communicate with your program counselor when certain changes or situations arise. Due to your visa requirements, there is certain information that Amity must always be aware of. Please contact us regarding the following: health insurance changes, change of contact information, housing changes, international travel plans, lost or stolen travel documents, or any other issues or concerns that you may have.
Through to the end because with all the visa stuff going on at the beginning and maybe some stretches in between, it might seem like a lot, but you can do it.
I think it's always good to do something new, to experience something new, to have like a little challenge, and you learn so much about yourself actually when you go somewhere. Like I never thought that I could stay abroad that long, and then after I've studied here, I knew like this is my thing. Like I love it, and I want to go back. And yeah, you learn a lot about yourself.
Your decision to participate in the Amity Intern Exchange Program is an important one, and we at Amity Institute are committed to helping you succeed in your journey. We hope that this pre-arrival webinar will help you better understand and prepare for the United States and give you an idea of what to expect while you are there. Your time in the United States will be an adventure. We hope that you will share your stories and successes with your Amity program counselor. Best wishes for a successful exchange.